I write a Facebook post and I say, if God never invented child sacrifice, how can God plan to send his only son down to be sacrificed for the world? According to the Bible, God did not mention it, command it, nor was it in God's mind. So to believe that God sent God's only son to be sacrificed for the world is to be deceived by the false scribes. And this lady says he was an adult, not a child. God isn't a human. It's not literal his son. It's not his literal son, but that's not the way y'all believe it. So I say, there is common sense, right? If your son turns 33, is that still your child? If I have a son or a daughter, that means they are my child. Does the love change as they get older, or do you still love them as if they are still your child? Either way, it was never God's plan to sacrifice God's own child. She says, no, but by definition, that is not child sacrifice. And they are all in the one. He has many names. Whatever. So I say, to any parent, no matter how old your son or daughter gets, that is still your child. Your child. You don't lose that bond. When something good happens to your child, you say, that's my baby. When something bad happens to your child, you say, that's my baby. No matter how old your son or daughter get, that's still your baby. No matter how old my son or daughter get, I will never sacrifice them. Ain't no way around this. God is not okay with child sacrifice at all. And then she's talking about something. They're the same. What you say that for? So she says, yes, which is why Jesus is still alive. He did not die as a human would. Ever heard of resurrection of Jesus? How he came back to life? Oh, all right. And then she started getting smart, talking about something. I don't speak Japanese too well. Have a great holiday. I said, listen to how you sound. How can you resurrect if you didn't die in the first place? How can you come back to life if you never died in the first place? So if Jesus is God and y'all believe that God died for our sins, the question I have is, how can God die? And how was Jesus still alive if y'all believe that God sent Jesus to die for our sins? And if Jesus did not die, how can Jesus resurrect? See, that's that stupid shit. If I resurrected, that means I died. But if I never died, how the fuck can I resurrect? So she tried to be even smarter, talking about some, I invite you to this page, talking about she don't do no yapping, or she don't speak Japanese. I said, I've never heard of Japanese, but since you have, you must speak it, since you know what it is. She gonna talk about some yapping. You smell, yep, yapping. Debating is good. I said yapping is running off at your mouth for no reason. Debating is trying to get someone to see a point with reason and evidence. Like, if y'all gonna argue me, make sense so it can be a debate. But you're not making sense, so you yapping. Which is why I'm gonna stand on my 10 toes. And that's why I be comfortable cussing out people. Cause y'all too smart to be thinking so stupid. You can, if you believe something so hardly, and I mean belief, it ain't like you know it's true. You believe it's true. Prove yourself wrong, so you can make sure you right. That way, I ain't gotta correct you. Cause the moment that bullshit come across my feed, let me stop it right there. Cause that's just how I do. That's how I mind my business. I don't sit here and hope to be a better person, to be in a good world with some bullshit come across my goddamn world. I'm gonna stop that bullshit right there. Cause where the fuck is you going? Hold up before you go any farther into the world after running across me. I don't want you to go further thinking that bullshit. So let me plant some seeds in your fucking mind so you can understand how you thinking. And then when you start understanding how you thinking, you can start asking questions so you can receive the answers so you would know. Fuck your belief.